Hey guys, so I just want to do a quick little benchmark speed test here between the iPhone 6s and some of its Android rivals, the HTC One M9, the S6 Edge, the Z3 Plus and the LG G4. So we can see how it compares here between them, and we're just going to start off with Antutu here, which is a pretty cool test to run. This is the 64-bit version where applicable, and I have got rid of everything in the background as well, so it is a fair test. So let's just start them off here nice and quick, and you can see straight away here the Apple A9 seems to be rushing out ahead. I have tried to order them in terms of the kind of how large the device is. You can see the iPhone 6s is quite small here still compared to this big boy LG G4. And I think 2016 is definitely shaping up to be an interesting year when it comes to processor technology. We've just heard from Samsung they have made official the Exynos 8 series, which is going to be beastly in terms of the performance. It's not known whether they're going to use the 8 series in the Galaxy S7 or if they're going to go with Qualcomm's Snapdragon 820, which in itself is a massive improvement over the Snapdragon 810. This is a bit dirty. But it should be interesting nevertheless, whichever one they go for. I think it's definitely going to be better than 2015 devices. But you can see here the HTC One M9 seems to be going out ahead. The LG G4 is not doing too bad. Sony's lagging behind though a little bit. Maybe it's just feeling a bit left out. You know, Sony kind of moved on so quickly from the Z3 Plus. We didn't really get much chance to know the device. And I'm really looking forward to getting the Z5 in to compare it with the iPhone 6s. And the HTC One M9 seems to be on the graphical portion, which is very nice. The Edge is as well as the Sony. And are we nearly there on the iPhone? Still testing the RAM performance. Obviously we're getting 2 gigs of RAM in the new iPhone. It probably takes a bit longer here, but you can see for the graphical performance, buttery smooth on most of them. All of them actually, buttery smooth. The Edge is obviously pushing a Quad HD as well as the G4. Really surprised at how well optimized the G4 is, given that the processor is not quite as strong as the others on the table here. Snapdragon 808, but you can see it, no lags or anything when it's doing the graphical part. Oh, the M9 has finished, and then the G4, and then the S6 Edge. Wow, wasn't expecting that. And the Z, wow, look at that discrepancy. That is a huge discrepancy between the Z3 Plus and the M9. You're literally getting like 10,000 more points with the same hardware. That just doesn't make any sense whatsoever, if you ask me, bro. I can just zoom in a little bit here so you can see what I'm talking about. Look at that. That is, what is that about? Sony definitely need to optimize the device better. And finally we do have the, wow, we don't have the iPhone. What happened there? Are we getting, oh, So it's finished. There you go. So you can see 65,000 here, 857. So does that make it top of the food chain? No, it doesn't actually. The S6 Edge is still a little bit higher, 67,389. So you can see a massive improvement though over the iPhone 6, which I think gets about 40 to 50,000. But the S6 Edge is still top of the food chain with the Exynos 7 series, which is what I was expecting actually. So finally we can just quickly run a Geekbench test on all of them to see how they handle Geekbench 3, which is very good for giving you the information in regards to the single core and the multi-core performance. So this is going to be interesting here. Wow, the iPhone just flew through that. Didn't break a sweat at all. You can see it's getting 2,564 for the single core, 4,478 multi-core. And the Android devices are still labouring here. But maybe we will see better on the 820 when it comes to this test. So the Edge has finished here, and the multi-core score a lot higher here for the Edge, but the single core not quite as good as the iPhone. You can see the multi-core here on the M9, a little bit lower than the Edge, but much higher than the Z3 Plus again here. You can see single core as well, a little bit higher. And wow, the G4 even scores higher than the Z3 Plus with its Snapdragon 808, which is pretty awesome, as well as a single core. So that is pretty awesome here. But you can see the Apple A9 decimates pretty much everything here when it comes to the single core. And I think the single core is where it's really important. So that is very nice performance here from Apple's latest and greatest. But you know, how can the Z5 improve on this? We'll have to see, and we will definitely see very shortly. It is due to be launched. But yeah, just a quick little video here then, checking out the benchmarks between the new iPhone 6s and some of its competition here. Clearly a very strong processor if you ask me, and if you did like the video, do hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.